T. On this Talk Therapy Tuesday, I'm Tanya McLean-Nicholas, licensed marriage family therapist and owner of Renewed Hope Counseling. Today, I want to talk about people pleasing. This seems to be a common theme in therapy sessions over the past month, and I like to say that I am a recovering people pleaser. And I say recovering because at times I still struggle. I still find myself unnecessarily apologizing or becoming so overwhelmed that I try to act a certain way to control the outcome in my environment. And there are two reasons we can struggle with people pleasing. Some may say more, but I'm going to talk about those two reasons today and how people pleasing can hurt you and it can create unhealthy patterns in your relationship. So go ahead and grab your tea or your coffee, whichever you prefer, and let's dig in. First, I believe people pleasing is rooted in fear and anxiety. The fear and worry that people will be mad at you, the fear or worry that you're not doing things correctly, the fear or discomfort with conflict. This uncontrollable fear and worry, it leads you into trying to please other people in order to find some sense of control. And this is a false sense of control because you really have no control over other people's perception of you or feelings or even choices. So you may find yourself anxious in communication, maybe avoiding conflict or overcompensating by trying to meet everybody's need. I find that it's easier to slip into people-pleasing behavior more when you're not doing good self-care. So self-care pretty much addresses the physical body, eating well, movement and exercise, our emotional health, such as managing our emotions, validating and affirming your strengths and your feelings while addressing feelings of loneliness or incompetence, getting plenty of rest, and setting healthy boundaries through the word no. And sometimes when these things are off, you can find yourself more anxious and people pleasing may be more likely. Another reason is related to past trauma. We go out of our way to flatter or play up to people in our lives in hopes of not experiencing the original hurt from our past that created the people-pleasing behavior. So let me just clarify for a minute. People will often dismiss this idea because they hear the word trauma and they associate it to physical abuse, whereas trauma doesn't have to be really loud. It can be subtle. And it's emotional, like experiences in your childhood that left you feeling like you're not good enough, you're not worth it, that you're not valuable. And that's just as painful and impactful than if it were physical. So for example, if as a child you have an emotionally abusive, dismissive, or invalidating caretaker, you find yourself trying to please in that relationship, like trying to do everything right to minimize the hurt or maybe to gain some approval. So what happens is as you get older, you start having other relationships, our friendships, our romantic relationships, our professional relationships. And unconsciously, we start operating in our childlike self again when we sense conflict by trying to do everything correct, apologizing and taking ownership for things that we shouldn't, never saying no or even overextending ourselves just to be liked, gain approval, and to avoid conflict and to avoid not being heard. We tell ourselves they're not going to like us if I don't blah, 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 offer this or support them in this way or whatever it may be. Unresolved past childhood trauma, it leaves behind low self-confidence or difficulty with our self-worth. And this can also manifest into negative self-talk that we have, that we tell ourselves, no one's going to like me if I don't blah, 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 blah. So people pleasing hurts us because it is emotionally exhausting, trying to meet the needs of other people. I'm not talking about service and helping others. I'm talking about this need to find favor in the eyes of people whose opinion about us is constantly changing anyways. My saying is seek favor from God. God will make you have favor in the eyes of people. People pleasing will also keep you from being your authentic self. You won't be who you want to be or who you're divinely created to be. Relationships won't be free-flowing and genuine. And most importantly, they won't have healthy boundaries. So let me just say some wise words that were spoken to me long ago. People can love you and they actually want to be around you just for being you. It doesn't have to be based on what you do or the status that you hold. Healthy relationships, they're mutually serving. They're void of fear and they have a willingness to grow, to forgive, and to grow some more. I think I'm going to stay on this topic a little longer because I have a lot more to say about this whole idea of people pleasing. But that's going to be all for today. I hope that you enjoyed your tea with tea on this Talk Therapy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McLean Nicholas, and I hope that you have a wonderful